Okay, I guess I'll title this one like "What's on the Radar" and on whatnot. And this is mainly to help myself remember things, because as I get older, I find I need more post-it notes. Give me more post-it notes. But I am gonna check out this next setup in the Barsoom saga and whatnot, because people that I do trust have said that these guys genuinely do care about the rights for Barsoom and how everything is set up. So I have high hopes for John Carter of Mars, Gods of the Forgotten. I'll link that below and also onto their website too. I might as well have a setup of links. And one of these days I will get around to doing kind of like a quick link setup, even to hit the blog and connect it to the channel. But I figure most Amazon links will probably be safe from the scrutiny of the YouTube robot that goes around just flagging things because Norton says they're evils and have an orange tag or red tag when there's no actual virus threat present. Yay! But yeah, so there's that first part, and that's coming out September 1st. It's like, yes, very interesting. I think I'll get it. And I'll tell you guys how it is later. Because my backlog is still atrocious. I still got about another 15 books to get through. And even though I can go at a good clip, it's just like, oh my goodness, when you add writing to the mix, it's like, do I do 2 hours of writing? Or do I do like 2 hours of reading? And also, it was recommended by Mr. Taloni here for Highline's book called Pursuit of the Pankara. And it looks like it's a multi-universe kind of setup where he goes through a few other settings to tie it to overall like meta arc, I guess. And it looks interesting. It looks like he's gonna go through Lensman and John Carter and a few other things. Get all those old style pulpy adventures in there. So I'll probably give this thing a look-see as well, because you never know. You never know unless you at least take a look when it comes to certain kinds of books. Like I was saying earlier at one point, like if there's a certain movie or something getting hyped up, whether negatively or positively, for movies or shows, it's easier for me to see whether or not it's like, nope, I'm not going to watch that. I can make a judgment call before even seeing anything about it. But with books, depending on how a writer just wants to get things out in the open, I suppose in a way books do have an advantage in the fact that you can look at samples. You don't even have to worry about pre-ordering. You can just wait until the sample pops out before you even think of making the purchase. Because sometimes with books, the blurb can get some of the basic stuff across, but with books, it's on the flip side, it's also easier to hide what kind of messaging you want to do, whether or not you want to do an actual action-paced escapist adventure versus like, oh, here comes the drop box of soapboxing from the writer. Yeah, sometimes some books can hide that a lot more effectively than others, and sometimes they won't even put some of that stuff in the sample, so that way they can kind of lure you in. So sometimes with books, I'll also wait for like a flash sale to see. It's like, okay, is this going to go the way of the oh, I see, because that does happen. It does happen. I've picked up duds in my life to where it's just like, oh, oops, a daisy. Let's move on to the next thing. But yeah, sometimes it's easier to see when a skin suit's going to happen when it comes to visual mediums rather than, written ones. Yep. So that's how that goes for today. How are you all doing? Me, I'm just going around and getting my reading and writing on. Mostly writing. I'll probably get some reading in for later to where it's like, time to study this setup and also enjoy a good book.